Hello, hey Frank. Welcome on in, everybody, and welcome to the channel. This is WagWorksGA. Microphones help. Hi, thanks Frank for that. Although, you know, that bot was having so much fun playing my stream intro screen. That was good times. Frank's being mean. Oh no. But hey, welcome in everybody. This is WagWorksGA. I'm Jeff, also Wags. I do art here. I'm half of a creative team with my wife Ashley, and we usually do kids comics. Sometimes, like tonight, you will see video game fan art. Frank, what's going on, man? And Fallen. By the way, Fallen, hey, how's it going? What has Frank gotten himself up to this time? Did I? That's plugged in. There we go. Don't mind me. Just bringing up my chat. Threatening? Uh-oh. What is the threat, dare I ask? Sorry, I should have done this before. I was kind of scrambling tonight. we had some folks over for dinner, and yeah, just a little bit late in setup, but it was good. It's just an evil. Oh my goodness. Almost there. Almost there. He's lucky he's cute. I mean, I've never seen Frank personally, but I will say his sock goose is cute. Is this where we just parallel each other? Fallen's being mean. Uh-oh. She made you throw your socks out. Frank, we talked about this. It was time. It was time. You have to let them rest in peace. I like that the sock saga has continued into week 2. This is great. This is peak TV. Frank, you got new socks out of the deal. How's that going for you? Jeff. Can I believe? Oh. He gets them tomorrow. Okay. Well, there you go. Listen. Your socks, your old socks, they were tired. They needed rest. They needed to retire. Also, what did she tell you no to? Keeping your old socks? I'm just enjoying the sock saga while I caffeinate a little bit. Perk up my energy. Sometimes bedtime is a real struggle with the kids, you know? You told her, hey, I like you, and she said no? Well, that is a non-conventional response. Well, he doesn't. Is it like? Is that what it is? Nope. Well, then I'm fresh out of ideas. I just have no idea. She's been. What is going on right now? This is very fascinating dynamic to start off stream with. You made a Discord. Is it... Okay. Is it you saying it, or is it someone else saying it, which would be kind of weird, I guess, if I think about it. Oh, you'd be fine if it was... Oh, so it's somebody... It's Elmo saying it. That feels on brand, honestly. But it's a Tickle Me Elmo doll. Oh, that was a good one. All right. I never had the joy of experiencing the Tickle Me Elmo. It's kind of hilarious, but not a way to convey genuine emotion. I will say, or at least not until much further into the relationship. That's, you know, later on you get the inside jokes and it's all good. But yeah, early on it's, you know. Is there don't have any. I do love the Chaos Elmo gif. It's out there. That's a good one. Anyway, that's what he's been threatening you with all day. Oh, with Elmo. So rude. I am so relieved that you guys have come to me in this moment of the greatest crisis in your young relationship. And I just want to know, you know, I'm here for you both. Oh, guys, announcement, guys, a thing happened. A thing happened. You woke him up because he wanted to call. Well, there you go. Yeah, a thing. So I very unexpectedly received a certain Twitch email last Friday. And you are now watching a Twitch affiliate. I did not expect it to happen, and yeah, I'm just super excited. It's 2 years. 2 years I've been building up to it. So yeah, I haven't pulled any of the levers yet because I haven't had time for me to get rich. But I do it for the love, not the Tickle Me Elmo love, Frank. Yes, I'm actually excited to get the chance to do some emotes. Or you're not subbing. That's fair. Honestly, fair. Frank, do you have a commission rate for emotes? Because I'd love to ask you to do an emote for me. But I also love to commission you for it. We can talk later. That's cool. Nobody wants the creepy Elmo. There's just somewhere there's a sad Tickle Me Elmo doll just sitting in a corner now. But yeah. So anyway, it was totally unexpected. I thought I was still... You do $10 per emote? Okay. We can work with that. Yeah, we'll get in contact and we'll figure it out. Have I seen them without the skin? No, who's seen a Tickle Me Elmo without the skin? Who removed the skin? Alexei! Hey, you came in at a weird time, but I'm happy to see you. I don't want to. I don't want to look up a Tickle Me Elmo with... Oh, they look like Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics. I mean, that figures, right? I'm sure it is creepy. That's a baby one. You guys only see me when my sleep schedule is in shambles. Well, I'm sorry that your sleep schedule is in that state, but I'm happy to see you. I'm happy you're here. How's it going? Yes, I am aware that a skinless Tickle Me Elmo does not have organs. I did not expect to be talking about this tonight. Yes, I am aware. Thank you. Thank you for reaffirming that. But just like the thought of like looking at a Tickle Me Elmo doll and being like, you know what? I'm just gonna, all this is coming off. Yeah, how's your morning going, Alexei? I was just doing a little bit of announcement time here. So very unexpectedly, but excitingly, I got the official Twitch invite to be an affiliate last week. So I am now a Twitch affiliate, and it's super cool. I haven't done much with it. But yeah, so there's that. That's one of my announcements. My other announcement is July 3rd is going to be my 2-year stream anniversary. And it turns out it actually lines up with my normal stream night. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet for that occasion, but I want to do something. And I may do a couple streams since it's 2 years. So, and that will also be a time when I'm looking to maybe do some updates on my stream, add some scenes, stuff like that. Because this is mostly what I originally rolled out with back in 2023. So it's time for a few updates. Now, Frank, I do have to ask, very importantly, did you or did you not ask Fallen to call you at lunch? That's the question. So I did not have time to grab Pokemon cards, by the way, for a warm-up. So I am just going to drop straight into lines on my piece here in a minute. But as soon as we're, you know. Objections, relevance. Frank, I think you know I'm always desperately trying to stay relevant. So overruled, maybe? I mean, and Alexei is a med school student, so he knows how important naps are. It's the truth. All right, let's see. Let's see. Was there any other announcement? No. Okay. It's always alarming when you look at the monitor for your kid's room and there's a child abduction notice that happens to, like an Amber Alert that happens to have popped up over it at the time. But thankfully, hopefully that child is found. My child is thankfully still where they should be. You just happen to be napping. Uh-oh. Yes, Frank. All right, what am I gonna? I'm gonna get prep art view so we can. Yeah. Okay. You need me to sponsor a Frank and Friends road trip to Minnesota. Wait, how many friends are we talking? I mean, honestly, that feels like a positive comparison, Alexei. I'll take it. I'll take it any day. Oh, nice. Well, that'll be cool. Did you ever figure out the train situation? All right, I'm going to hop over to Art View. I should probably actually start doing stuff at some point tonight. You know. No trains. So we fly sometime eventually. Sounds legit. My ARP discount. Oh. Frank, I don't know how to tell you this. I don't have one. I'm fake old. I'm actually 19 years old. It's true. I mean, just look. No, that's not true. But I'm not AARP yet. Why can't I sponsor? All right, let's see. All right, hopping over. So I've been doing a little bit of work, by the way, on this. I'm moving the lines forward. I'm hoping to wrap them up tonight. Oh, I did do the trees as well. I just have those turned off. But yeah, I'm hoping to wrap up inks tonight and move into colors because I want to be done with this early enough to get it shipped on over. Don't let. I will do my best, Fallen. You need to buy your first doctor's stethoscope. That is actually really sweet. Frank, she just said the thing, man. Oh, that's a really cool story. Aw, I like that. All right, what am I? I'm drawing stuff. That's what I'm doing. All right. Is this the right brush size? Hello? No, there we go. Maybe not quite there. just dentures. Oh my god. What is crazy? Oh my gosh, you guys, we got into like skinless tickle me Elmo conversation, wood dentures. We're really hitting all the topics tonight. And it's only 10:24. We're doing amazing. Wasn't that the big thing? Like George Washington had wooden dentures. Same initials as me. So, I mean, that's something else in common. Oh, this is the Ballad of the Windfish. This is the song from this game, you guys. That's the thing that's in the egg. That's exciting. Actually, it's funny because this exactly song came on when I made the decision to start drawing this one. When I picked from the options of games that I was considering doing art for. That's kind of cool. So wait, what about wood is crazy? Are you saying for a stethoscope? All right, what am I even doing here? Did my internet just go out? Stream dead? Can you guys hear me still? Because I have one computer that just disconnected from chat. Yeah, she isn't that. Okay. Well, so far it seems like OBS is still there. I don't know why my other computer that has chat up is acting weird. That's always a good time. Oh, nope, I'm gone. Cool, cool, cool. Well, oh, you're joking. No, don't feel bad. That's okay. That was pretty funny. I like that one. Alright, so I'm gonna draw... So this is kind of like a grass line. Couldn't do those pretend person is invisible pranks. You feel so bad. I mean, honestly, I think that's that says good things about your character, that, you know, you are concerned to that level. That's good on you. What is going on with these guys? Okay, that looks a little more natural. I know it's the tiniest of details, so I probably don't need to really be concerned about it, but yeah, I feel like I'm trying to remember if I ever really did those. If I did, it was like you can only keep it up for like 10-15 seconds before you got to be like, okay, that's enough. It's like the whole Jinx thing. Eventually, you just got to say the name. You know? Is that a thing in Saudi Arabia? Like the if you say the same word at the same time as somebody, your conscience is heavy enough. Why is your conscience so heavy? You seem so nice and kind. Okay, get that. All right. So we got the kind of bush line right there. So we know it comes from here. Yeah, it's interesting. I like a lot about this new stand that I use for my art computer, especially the fact that it's cooled, but it is a little bit harder to manage for fine lines. I have to figure that out. All the stray cats who follow you, but you have to ignore them because they likely have fleas. Aw. Are you an animal person? You'd be a vet if your dad didn't tell you you should. Is there any explanation of why he thinks you shouldn't? I think that looks okay. I always get stuck in the thing where I'm like looking at a really fine detail zoomed in and I'm like, oh, that needs to be exactly right. And then I realize like, no, nobody's going to see that. Have I heard of Skyrim? Yes. Yes, I have. That was the origin of the arrow in the knee meme, wasn't it? I haven't played Skyrim, but I'm well aware of it. Treat donkeys and camels instead of normal pets. Where's the sky's rim? Road trip idea. In search of the sky's rim. You're drawing a Skyrim. Wait. Having not played the game and not knowing a lot about the plot, can you draw a sky? Is a Skyrim an actual thing you can draw? I'm very confused now. Not that that's always hard, but all right. Now, okay. I should probably fill in over here. I'm trying to figure out how much detail I want to draw behind where these big palm trees are going to be. Because on one hand, oh, I'm not going to draw bushes in there because they don't go that way. Okay. That's okay. No worries, Alexei. How can we help you study? Nope, that is too much. Is that all one line, really? Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of undo, not. Do I look at Jeff the land shark and see him as my spirit animal? Well, now I do. I could see that. We're helping you mentally, and more. That's more than enough. Hey, we are happy to be of some use to you. Absolutely. Nope. What am I even doing? Definitely could have probably used the warm-up tonight, but that's okay. That'll work. It does not have to be perfect, Jeff. Cut yourself some slack. Even if Jeff the Land Shark does spell his name the other way, and I spell it the G way. Okay. Okay, so these bushes don't have to extend all the way past. I probably will draw them in at least roughly just to kind of give an ending bound. Which will also help for filling for colors. It's fairly close. We can touch that up. It's great. What do you mean? So Frank, how does one draw a Skyrim? And let me know when and if you wish to share said Skyrim. I think Jeff would spell it with the G if it was his own choice, but the writers won't let him. That's fair. I like that. I like that interpretation. Okay, that all seems good. Let's go ahead and draw in this mountain. I would like a little more line weight. So, open question. I'm doing some redesigning on scenes, like looking at backgrounds. I'd like to add a little more functionality type stuff in when I update things. Obviously, I'll be throwing in some emotes and I definitely want to do follower emotes. But open question. What if you could pick one or two or three things to that you think would be cool to improve the stream? What would they be? My face, Frank, is not an option. That one is unfortunately out of reach. Just felt the need to get ahead of that one right there. Is there stuff you'd like to see more of? Is there anything in terms of the overall interface that you feel is kind of like missing or would be nice to have? Remove the de-aging filter you have on. Embrace your oldness. Bless your heart, Alexi. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I don't know why I said bless your heart. I mean, honestly, yes, thank you for that. Bless your heart doesn't always have that connotation, but I meant it 100% positively. I don't also know what this gesture I'm doing with my hand is. Apparently it's late and I'm tired. No big deal. Although, Alexei, I don't feel like I have any good reason to complain considering it's, you know, so early for you. I still can't believe. I am impressed, like, just at, like, you're hopping on, typing in, you know, a second language at 5 in the morning after being up all night. I don't know how you do that. It's very impressive. If no one's ever told you that, let me be the first. Oop. I like that line. I want to keep that line. Keep some of that variation in the thickness of the line. It's pretty thin, the line overall, so it may not show up the best, but it's there, and I know it's there. I'm so glad no one here has seen me type while I'm exhausted. How are you not exhausted right now is what I want to ask, but that looks sufficiently mountainous. Might add a couple more vertical, like, erosion type cracks. Something like that. Oh, I like that. I do like how this is coming along. I remember fighting for my life while trying to type Hello Kitty gambling. that phrase is hilarious to me. Frank, I asked, since I'm working on improvements to stream that I want to, you know, start rolling out with the 2-year stream anniversary. Is there anything in the specifically like in the overlay that you think that would be helpful for improving the stream? Any kind of quality of life features? Yeah, like what do you think would make the stream more fun to watch or more visually like cool? Just open question. And I did say that my face is not something that I am capable of changing. Well, until I go to PingTuber or VTuber, which I may sporadically do in the future because I'm figuring out how to do that for Core Toons stuff and it's fun. Okay, easy. Oh, never mind that. I am learning how to do rigging in Live 2D, and that's pretty fun stuff. Can we have a single picture of a cat in a corner? Any corner? I was thinking it might be nice to have like a slideshow of some of my previous stuff that I finished. Like the is like a panel in the corner while I'm doing art, so you can kind of show other work that I've done. Obviously, comics would be hard because they'd be so tiny they wouldn't really be readable. But like some of my finished more like illustration pieces and fan art, that I could do. I think what you should do is change the whole format of the stream. Any recommendations? And this has got to be going somewhere. Oh, so 5-minute warm-up, 15-minute tutorial on how to draw something. Then remaining time. So this is my question, though. Like, how to draws are definitely something that I'm looking to do. I might look at them on YouTube. I was curious, do people come to Twitch to learn to do how to draws? That was what I wasn't sure about. Oh, then you edit the first 20 minutes into a YouTube video. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I didn't think that was really the audience on Twitch. They come for the vibes or to network. Okay. You'd show how you accidentally butchered the tutorial, but then you'd feel bad. I feel like when it's 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning, you get a free pass on mistakes in general, on anything that requires concentration. Can you do it for drawing your tutorial so Jeff has a reference? Yeah, Frank, I feel like you would be pretty good with that as well, honestly. Not the prettiest palm tree shape. Yeah, that's a little too janky. I don't like it. It takes me out of it. Can you show us how to draw Skyrim? I think it's something I saw on a Hear Me Out list. Alexa, I was gonna say, with regards to your retyping the Hello Kitty gambling over and over again, I mean, it's not even 5 a.m. here, and you've clearly seen me be unable to draw a straight line like 8 to 10 times in a row. So I wouldn't feel too bad about it, honestly. Sometimes life's just hard, okay? It is looking a little vacant over on this side, so maybe I'll draw some grass in. So that reminds me of for Core Toons, we're launching a new format in the fall. We actually have a summer preview that we're kind of drip feeding out to testers right now, and it's more of like a magazine type format, like a digital magazine type thing, and we had to give it a name, so we were doing this whole naming thing and we had a list of all these fun names, and there was one that none of us could ever pronounce right. And usually you'd think like, oh, well, that's the one you want to drop because, you know, who wants a name that you can't say? But we actually were having so much fun mispronouncing it that we decided to go with that name. Oh, thanks, Frank. I haven't even checked to see. I don't know if they've closed the backing yet on it. You want to mispronounce it? So yeah. So our our magazine name is Core Toons. Core Toons Tribune. You have to say it really carefully to get it right. But we always say like Core Toons, and it's just kind of hilarious to mess it up. So that's what we went with. It's the Core Toons Tribune. Core Toons Tribune. Oh my gosh, I got it. I never say it right. It's hilarious. But anyway, it's kind of fun. It's fun having the thing that you trip over, right? How do I even spell it? Core Toons, and that part you got, and then Tribune, which is Tribun. Yeah, that's it. You got it. But yes, trying to say it fast is just, you're gonna you're very likely to trip over it. What was I drawing over here? Tribune. Sorry, yeah. That's not the tool that I wanted. That was an eraser. Oh, that's thicker than the thing. Okay. So Frank, thanks for the recommendation on the format for the kind of double doing the doing some of the work to get YouTube content going. That's a cool idea. I'll have to think about it. Was there anything in terms of like visually on the stream that you think I can upgrade while I'm doing stuff? Just remind you when you'd go to your friends who are all Arab and say English tongue twisters really fast, and they thought you were using black magic on them. That's you know, a really good English tongue twister that's hard to say really fast is Unique New York. That's one my kid's is in a like acting improv class, and it's one of their warm-ups to try to get that one and be able to not switch it up. Unique New York.
Do you want another one?
Sure.
That occurred to you multiple times.
Yes.
Ted, Fed, Fred, Brett, and Fred, Fed, Ted, Brett.
Ted fed Fred bread and Fred fed Ted bread. Yes, that is very. You guys can thank Ashley for that one. I am being nice to Ashley. It's easy. So yeah, Ted fed Fred bread and Fred fed Ted bread. Frank says you have to make me do the dishes because I'm being bad. Wait, what?
I said I like Frank.
She says she likes Frank. Ashley says she likes you, Frank. Cool. And Alexei says thank you as well. Respectfully. Okay. Okay. How much more do I really need to put in on this background? Probably not that much. I think it's looking pretty complete. Maybe I'll add a little bit of texture here. Oh, right. And I can just kind of close this off for ease in filling. That will be not really visible. Put in the rest of the windfish egg. I might actually go to a bigger brush size so it stands out a bit. Mr. C owned a saw, and Mr. Soar owned a seesaw, but Soar had Soar seen C's saw before he sawed Soar's seesaw. C's saw would not have sawed. That... That's a good one. It reminds me a little bit of a song that we used to sing in like elementary school music class. Which now I'm like, this feels very old-timey. But the Maresy Dotes and Dozy Dotes and Little Lambsy Divey song, I don't know. I don't even know if any of you have ever heard of it. But it's like, then they have you slow it down. It says, mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. Yeah, it does sound really old-timey now that I say it out loud. Back in the 40s, it was the bee's knees.
Dating yourself.
Say what?
You're dating yourself.
I'm dating myself. Good night. Say goodnight to Ashley, everybody. Oh, me too, Alexei. Actually, my favorite Dr. Seuss book is This is my favorite Dr. Seuss book is Fox and Socks, which is all tongue twisters. Have you read this one? It's a good one, even for grown-ups. Like, so like hold up. Like this whole page is one of my favorite. They pulled out Arabic tongue twisters, which gave you an aneurysm. I don't think I've ever heard an Arabic tongue twister. I don't know what just happened in this Discord call. Is Frank saying tongue twisters? Yeah, Fox and Socks. It's great. It's when beetles fight these battles in a bottle with their paddles, and the bottle's on a poodle, and the poodle's eating doodles. They call this a muddle puddle tweedle poodle beetle noodle bottle paddle battle. Yearbook store doesn't sell those. Yeah, it's a good one. I'll shoplift it off of Amazon. My parents were not as big fans, if I recall correctly, of this. Like, I would force them to read it over and over again, the tongue twisters. I can see how that maybe got a bit old over time, but I liked it, and I had a lot of fun. You started singing the Skyrim theme. I can see how that might come across as a bit unexpected. Was it a beautiful choir? I think it's even funnier if there isn't an actual Skyrim theme and everyone's just kind of making up their own words as they go along. That would be kind of hilarious. I'm sure it was. All right, so what I'll do is the island itself, the sand and the beach, I'll make a horizon line. And then there'll have to be I'll do an ocean layer in front that kind of covers it all up. Is that what I want? I don't think that's what I want. That's better. Okay. I'm sure the Skyrim race has their own language. You could just make up words. Skyrim, hey Frank, Skyrim is the one with the there's the yells or the chants that your character can do, right? They can like blow stuff up or whatever. I feel like I remember this. Okay, let me explain Skyrim. It's the one where you're like are you Dragonborn? Maybe I'm thinking of something else. All right, I'm just gonna be quiet and let you explain it. So you play a dude or a girl. Dude or dudette, got it. Yippee! Dragons are extinct. Okay. I'll do sky. But then they come back. Not yippee, but also yippee! Okay. I'm just enjoying narrating Alexei here, honestly. And you kill one. Okay. And absorb its soul. All right. All right. What's going on with this? The yippee monster is confused. I feel like that's fair, honestly. And you find out you're a dragonborn. But this is different than like the traditional D&D dragonborn, right? Like you're very human in appearance, if I'm not mistaken. And you can do dragon shouts. Each shout has 3 words to it. So what isn't one like Fusro Da? Is that right? Yeah, that's the one I've heard of. I knew a thing. I'm so excited. It doesn't always happen, but sometimes I know things. And it yeets the target away. That sounds fun. Sorry. I don't know what that laugh was, honestly. Okay, this circle is leaving something to be desired. I mean, I could use the actual tool to get them nice and concentric, but I don't think that's the quality of line I want. Dragonborn is more of a trait than a species. Ah, okay. I don't like that. I can redraw it. Just redraw it another 10 to 20 times. I'm sure it'll be good. I had to stand. You got a song on your playlist about Dragonborns. Maybe that's the Skyrim song? I admittedly don't know the Skyrim song. I deleted it before you. You don't need to buy friends. You're so kind and friendly and respectful. Why would you need to buy friends? Okay, I feel like that's reasonably concentric. It's a cloud, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, so I will draw the full. Oh my goodness, really? These concentric circles are going to be the death of me, I swear. Especially because I'm too stubborn to actually just use a tool to do it. I got this, guys. You did miss a really great bot that showed up before I even officially, before I even came on to stream, onto screen. I just started stream and it was on my stream starting soon. And it was like, whoa, this game looks so fun. Add me on Discord. I'm like, I'm glad you're enjoying watching me play Jeff's stream starting screen. But yeah, you got that one. that I'm actually reasonably happy with. I'll just drag the points over to close it off. And then I can do that and that. And hey, that looks reasonably good. Might need to angle it a little bit. I love the coming soon game. It's a great game. It's good times. Pretty high Metacritic score. Fallen needs to sleep. We're not doing this again. One streamer forgot about stream and left it on coming soon for an hour and a half. Oh man, I hope that is not me someday. She's being stubborn. You know, Frank, I will say some individuals, perhaps I'm also talking about myself, have a bit of a built-in stubborn streak that intensifies as you pester them about things. And it becomes harder to convince them to do things the more you make it a thing. I used to beg people on Instagram to sleep. I'm sure it was actually people that you knew and for a specific reason, but I love imagining the idea that you just reached out to random people on Instagram and are like, you need to go to sleep. Because that'd be kind of hilarious. Honestly. Ah yes, the reverse psychology. Classic. I'll tell you what, having kids gives you like the best observation point into human nature. Because you see things and they do things. And then like you start to observe it and note it and label it. And then you're like, oh, I do that too. We all do that. That's a people thing. I mean, if anybody legitimately wanted help falling asleep, I could just start reading like meteorology papers, textbooks. I can have a pretty flat voice if need be. By spamming you with yawning. That just makes you yawn. It doesn't actually make you sleep though. Oh no. It's coming. Yep, there it is. Usually I'm not as sensitive to that one, but the yawning, I know it's contagious. I know it's contagious. You felt bad, so you slept anyway. It's like the yawning doesn't make me go to sleep, but the guilt does. Frank, yes. You tried being supportive. Sometimes the most supportive thing you can do is she left you, no. Sometimes the most supportive thing you can do is trust people to make their own decisions. Never mind, she's back. By the way, Frank, and Alexi, since you're here as well, and Fallon, you're a part of this, I just wanted to say, I didn't say it at the beginning during announcements, but thank you. Thank you. So I'm here. I've got after 2 years almost, I'm up to affiliate, and I just want to say thank you because you guys are such a big part of it. And I really appreciate it. I appreciate your help. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. I appreciate the banter and the friendship. So thank you guys. Mail her melatonin by pigeon. And without you guys, this stream is just an old man yelling at a cloud he's trying to draw. Oh my gosh, there we go. There we go. Just like 8 more of these guys to go and I'll be done. In good shape. I'll make sure to pass that on to her, Alexei. Thanks. You know, I could have done is just used. I could have just used the symmetry ruler too. I've been using that a bit more. It's pretty nice. You took three pills of melatonin so you could sleep before a wedding, and it only kicked in right before you had to leave to go to the wedding. Oh no, that is the worst possible timing for that to take effect. But yeah, melatonin takes a while to be effective, like to really kick in. I think they say take it at least an hour before you go to bed. Like say you look sleepy. No, you look sleepy. That I don't think your voice sounds like that. That's just how I would sleepily respond to something. Not quite there. Let's see, will this work? Close enough. Close enough. You want your voice to sound like that when you're sleeping? No. Another funny response would have been, yeah, he does. Because talking about yourself in the third person is always funny. All right. Okay. So here's my plan. It's 11:10, and I need to go use the bathroom. So I'm gonna do a quick break. We're gonna go to Be Right Back, and when I come back, we will keep going. So yep, about 2 or 3 minutes, everyone. I will be right back. Yeah, have a good break. See you then. All right, I'm back. Thanks for waiting, everybody. Hope you had a good break. I might have snuck a few pretzels while I was up. Why, thank you. Can you eat the lines while I'm gone? I mean, just a few. Just a few. I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, thanks. I like that gargoyle a lot. To be fair, I just chibified it. It was a design for actually a bakery here in Orlando called Gideon's Bakehouse. But it was it's funny, they have a location in Disney Springs here, and if you want to go, be prepared to wait in a line just to get in the door. Their cookies are incredible. Okay, let's get these clouds going. Wait. Yeah, okay. Thought I had done more. I'll take a vacation there so I can see. I mean, there is tons to see here in Florida, Central Florida, especially. I mean, you can go to the Panhandle. That's mainly for the beaches, I would suggest. But we do have a few notable theme parks here as well. You may have heard of them. That's a little bit tilted. I should do a little more symmetric. That's pretty good. Hold on a second. Just a moment. I want to look up this song later to listen to. Okay, cool. I'll make you look. Would you let me get your autograph? I would. Listen. If you're ever in Florida, you let me know. We'll meet up, and that's cool. We can hang out. But I mean, yes, I would. But also, that boggles my mind. The idea that someone would want my autograph. Unless it was maybe Frank trying to forge something. Jokingly. I think we've lost Frank. At least for a little bit. Wow, this line is apparently very hard for me to draw. There we go. Let's see if that connected enough that I can do this. Yes. Alright, good deal. You make me look cooler to my kids, I swear. I appreciate it. It's all right. It's all right. I don't need to look cooler than I am to my kids. They know who I am. I'm fine with just being dad. Yep, that's too much. That isn't right. That's definitely not right either. Okay, I'll just redraw it. Thought maybe there'd be an easier way to pinch that and adjust it. Or maybe I'll just get lazy and leave it. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's great. Can I do this? I can do this. Excellent. That's a little better. One fan fell off his rocket or thought he was the reincarnation. Wow. That is a bold assertion. Or are you just saying that they thought that they were that like important? I am sometimes poor at understanding when it's a figure of speech or a literal thing. Nope. Ugh. These clouds seem so much easier to draw when you're just sketching them. Yeah, it's just a bunch of perfectly concentric ring clouds. No big deal, right? Nice and easy. So the mountain will be colored in front of them, so I don't have to worry too much about the backside. I just want to make sure they're roughly correct, but have a little bit of looseness to them. He actually thought he was a reincarnation of Nikola Tesla too. Wow. Excuse me. I can see how that would make friendship conversations just difficult if someone is like, yes. I mean, don't get me wrong, it seems like there's tons of interesting questions that you could ask, but at the same time, it might be hard to take the answers seriously. Okay, maybe bring this one in a little bit. Okay, so I should be able to connect them here and then readjust the curve of the line a little bit so it's not quite so janky. You're terrified of him, so you weren't fair. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I need to not get so hung up on a single vertex. Okay, what do we got left to do? That is a lot to process. But is every Scorpio that then? No, that's okay. No worries. It's a lot to process. No worries, my friend. Let's see. All right, I did. Okay, so there's a little bit of stuff like shells and some, pebbles and stuff on the beach that I was gonna draw in. Do the ocean lines, which I might want to do that in white. I'm not sure. Maybe. And then I know I want this character and Bow Wow here kind of on the side. I'm looking for a couple side characters to add in. I mean, those two are pretty big names anyway. And it's, you don't have to commit the whole list to memory, right? Okay, so if I turn off pencils, and turn the foreground lines on here, what have I got? Okay, I've got everything basically except for the ocean. Okay. Let's see. So if I turn the paper off, I can see the transparency. And then I could turn pencils back on to get at that, so that when I draw the ocean lines in white, I will be able to see them. Okay, that is a plan. How big do we need to go here? I might be able to go a little bigger even on those. What cloud shape would I be if I was a cloud? Oh man. Or would I want to be? Would I be, or no, would I be? That's a good question. And a really good question to ask a meteorologist. Choose my interpretation. There's so many cool clouds. I don't. This is. Where's the book? I've got a book to illustrate whatever answer I choose. Where'd you go? Just a moment. There. Okay. All right. I've got my handy dandy cloud chart here. Wait, that's the wrong. That's not what. Wait a minute. That was the wrong thing. Hold on. I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. Okay. That's what I wanted. This is why I love meteorologists. So yeah, I have my handy dandy cloud chart. Let's check it out. I have a hunch as to what I would like to be. You're surprised. It is honestly, when you're tired, especially a tricky one to do. Okay. Because I feel like really, the simplest answer is I love just the standard cumulonimbus, like the towering cumulus that you get with thunderstorms, especially with like here in Florida during the summer we get sea breeze storms when the ocean heats up, or the ocean heats up slower than the land, right? The sun is out, it's hot, land heats up really fast. This causes rising motion. The cold air from the ocean rushes in to replace the rising air over the landmass, and you get basically a mini front that starts on the coast and begins moving inland, and does this, starting like sometimes late morning if it's really hot, but usually early afternoon, and it starts moving in all the way up into the evening. And so you can get these kind of really regular thunderstorms that roll through. Usually not crazy severe. They're just kind of nice. They bring a much refreshing bit of rain. They cool the air. They have usually a pretty nice lightning show, especially if they collide on the peninsula with the two sea breezes from each coast colliding. That's pretty cool. Yippee! Sorry. I was just going off and I wanted to read your yippee. But there's another type of cloud. There's all sorts of like crazy cool ones. So you have like the mammatus clouds, which usually occur, that's these guys down in the bottom here. They're very like cool and rounded clouds that hang off of the bottom of like the front area of a lot of storms, especially severe storms can have those. Where is the picture of this one? There's one on the cover here that I wanted to share, but I wanted to find the full page picture of it. Other answers I would consider are gravity waves or cloud streets. The lenticular clouds, lenticular altocumulus. Those are super cool ones. It's like a giant, it looks like basically a giant UFO rising up over the top of the cloud bank. You don't get clouds often. Valid point. Okay. Yeah, I imagine you don't have a whole lot of moisture to work with there for clouds. Oh, that's so interesting. It's very opposite of here in Florida Peninsula, where we're just literally surrounded by water and constantly, there's it's a thin peninsula, thin enough that we are just always humid. But yeah, hey, you know what? If you know the 3 types, you're doing pretty well already. Oh man, there's so much cool meteorology. Okay, so I got all that. The water's there, but it's hard to see because of the white. All right, what am I gonna do next? I should start laying down some color. That might be a good idea. So if I condense this, take these off, I'll remove pencils as well. I'm just gonna focus right now on the background. They're elementary stuff. They are, but a lot of people don't retain it. Like they learn it in school because they need to learn it and they do the test or whatever. And a lot of people don't really care. People don't look up as much as you think. So, after learning it in school, I don't feel like there's a lot of people who come in and are like, oh, look at these beautiful cumulus clouds. Oh, I see we have some stratus today. Like, I feel like that's a little bit less common. Maybe that's just my misconception, but this is also coming from the place that, some people will incorrectly, associate meteorology with the study of actual meteors. So maybe I'm not giving enough credit here. And I can admit that fairly. Oh, that's cool. I do not see a lot of people calling out cloud types here. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now, how much do I want to draw color from the original here? Actually, I have some really good screen references, screenshots. That's the wrong stuff. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna pull from this. Looking for a really good, nice, sandy, really light sand color. I feel like that's gonna be good. Every time it's cloudy, you fully expect rain and get disappointed most of the time. Oh no, that's fine. It's interesting. It's very different from the weather here in the States. It's fascinating to hear about. You do not need to apologize. All right, so I'll make this inks layer a reference. I will add flat color. That's a folder, Jeff. What you doing? Okay, That looks pretty good for flats. I like this nice bright, that's almost a yellow though. Let's get a little more green. All right, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty, that's not gonna print well though. That's a bit too vibrant. So maybe I should desaturate this guy a little bit and darken a little bit. Well, it'll already come out a lot darker. Anytime you print stuff, it naturally is going to come out a bit darker. Alright, getting a little color in here. You feel like you're sleepy enough to go to bed? All of your next questions are weird. How weird are we talking? You know, with Frank having disappeared, I'm kind of just imagining him giving like a 20-minute PowerPoint presentation to Fallen on why she should go to sleep. All right. Also off topic, but Chikawa is not in fact related to rivers. I did kind of come to that conclusion after you showed, like I looked it up last week, but I was like, oh, because Kawa. Oh, right. Kawa is in like the root of kawaii. Gotcha. Gotcha. Is that the green I want those to be? Maybe not. Maybe this green? That does feel more like what I was going for. Okay. Yeah, the coloring can be pretty zen. Usually inking is fairly zen for me too. The more decisions that I make during pencils, the easier it makes the inking part. Sometimes I leave myself a lot of decisions to make, and then it's less zen. But yeah. I feel like it's all pretty downhill from here usually in terms of just like once you've made the decisions, it's just kind of executing and like thinking about like and like rendering and experimenting with a few things, but it's not as much hard and fast decision making, which is really where I slow down a lot. Oh, you should absolutely start coloring again. Maybe a little bit darker. A little bit. No, that's not quite it. Yeah, that's the color. Yeah, I highly recommend the coloring. It's nice. It's just it's a good way to kind of unwind, zone out a little bit. Oh, that sounds really fun. I'm all on board for coloring parties. I might differentiate that one a little bit more. Slightly desaturate, slightly darken. There. Just wanted to stand out a little more from the ones in front of it. Okay, that's pretty good. And then the official art had this kind of nice deep green in here. That one might get too dark. This middle one, I'm gonna try. Yeah, that's already pretty dark. Okay, this I am pretty happy with so far. Well, listen, I am always in favor of you getting rest if you need it, but you never need to feel bad for hanging out and talking. So, but please do get some rest if you need it. I absolutely agree. Take care of yourself. All right, making it a little bit there. You know, I've never really played around with the color jitter setting on here. Well, that's done more on the brushes than the fill bucket. Is there one in here? Not in here. Okay. Good to know. Thank you. Yeah, I like how this is coming through. Like, I do like colors are coming out pretty good so far. I hope that when it prints, because this is going to be, I'm printing this on a beach towel. So I hope that when I do that, it's going to come out looking as good. It's hard to tell. I know the darker and more saturated and also the more like super vibrant a color is, the less likely it's going to come through in printing well. But I also know it seems like inks are perhaps a little bit different when you're doing it on textiles and stuff like that. I think I'm hungry, but it looks like it could be a cake design. I see it. I could totally see that. All right, let's get this nice pinkish for that. A little bit more. That should be good. And then these guys are a little bit. I would definitely take a cake that was based on this island. It's I think I mentioned it before. This is actually the only Legend of Zelda game I've completely finished. I liked them all. I've played a majority of them, and I'm a fan of the series. I just somehow don't manage to keep through until the end. You'll order me one. Well, thank you. You don't have to do that, but thank you. All right, where's a good green? What green do I want for this? I'm gonna pick something kind of in palette for what they. Oh, I like that. I like that with the blue. Let's see how it looks on here. Yeah, I like that. Whip, whip, whip. There. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. Nice. Well, I'm really excited that we're now into the actual actual coloring phase of this. Yeah, sure. All right, I need one more green for these. Okay. Well, these guys I know. I'll go with this one. Okay. Ooh, I like this green. This one will work. Just a hint of it because it's pretty saturated. But pockets of it I think will work really well. Oh, that's cool. They actually try to chat with you. Okay, I can see that would be a little bit of. It would take you a bit by surprise. But the one you're actually excited to chat with. So wait, is this Robin like Batman and Robin? Might be showing my lack of knowledge. Yes. Okay. Cool. 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 I love the Chrono Cross music. So you met him, you ask which Robin he is, and he'd say he's the only Robin. You still tried to guess. Okay. Okay, any gaps here? Did I get everything? He told you he'll let you figure it out. I wonder if I went with a little bit lighter brown on the peak. Alright, what I could do is this. Let's desaturate slightly. And lighten just a bit. I think that works, because there will be more shading on that. You realize now that he meant that he's the first Robin, Dick Grayson. I was also gonna be like, what if he just didn't actually know any of the Robins and he was just trying to give cryptic answers, so you, like, to avoid having to figure it out, or to avoid exposing that he didn't really know any of them. Because he's wearing Tim Drake's. I'm pretty sure that's just I think the word that she's looking for is just fan. And fan is, after all, short for fanatic, which would imply that you have a great deal of knowledge about this and care a lot about it. It's funny because I actually feel self-conscious, like, when I don't have that kind of knowledge. I'm like, oh, I should have known because of the suit or whatever. So I think it's good on you for knowing, honestly. If you want my opinion. I know you didn't ask for it, but there it is nonetheless. Okay, so I'll get these trees a little more vibrant. Start with this as a base and bring it up, perhaps? A little more saturated. Yep, saturated. Well, thanks. I just never want to assume that people are you know, looking for my opinion. Yeah, I mean, it's I always, whenever people try to, like, nerd shame or dork shame, whatever you want to call it, like, I'm always like, you know what? Fan is a word we use all the time, and it's short for fanatic, and that, like, fanatic is, like, has that heavier connotation of, like, you really care about this, so you're a fan. You're a fan. That's looking pretty good there. Okay. Wait, where did I do? I'm just realizing I did those ocean wave lines, and I don't know where I drew them. Did I just put them in pencils? I think I did. Your sister spent all the time chatting, all the chatting time glazing him. So you feel bad when you post your picture, you just want. That's cool. I don't think so. I think Warner Brothers partners in the States with Six Flags. I don't know that we have any Warner Brothers parks here where you can get pictures with the DC Comics characters, unless they're at Six Flags. Maybe that's it. I haven't actually been to Six Flags. I know I've been to, here in Orlando, I know you'd think that it would be at Disney. But interestingly enough, before Disney bought Marvel, they had a contract with Universal Studios. So the agreement, I don't know exactly the wording of it, but it's like basically on the East Coast, the specific Marvel characters like X-Men and like the Avengers they can't be in any other park than Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. So the only Marvel stuff at Disney here in Orlando is Guardians of the Galaxy, because they kind of fit outside those loopholes of what was written in the contract. But all the Marvel stuff is actually at Universal Islands of Adventure. And so I remember going there years ago. It was cool getting to see some of my favorite like X-Men and stuff. When you did ask if it could, and Joker sounded annoyed, I think the actor herself was probably annoyed too. I mean, it doesn't sound like that was entirely, on you though, to be totally fair. I may have to redraw those ocean lines. That's okay. I can live with that. Okay, we're coming along here. We're not doing bad. I would even argue that we're doing good. Well, doing well. I know English, I swear. Yep. Grab the proper green. I wonder if there's a little bit better. No, it is that forest green. You were upset because it was funny. I mean, that's good. Like, own it. Have confidence. It's good. I mean, to be fair, Joker making fun of someone is kind of in character. What am I doing? Yeah. Gonna put a reference layer on here, add a background color. I will have to be mindful of the shading on this because the skin color does not stand out well from the sand, and that could be an issue. That seems like there's a gap somewhere. I mean, that's nice that that people care, right? That they are frustrated for you that, But ultimately, how you feel about it is up to you. I mean, you know this. You know this. All right, let's see. Honestly, we are not doing bad. This is even further than I thought I'd get coloring tonight, so I'm quite pleased with this. Oh, thank you. Like every time you stood, already cut you off. I mean, hopefully, yeah. I guess I could see it either way. I can see how it's not super sensitive, but I can also see how it's in character, and it depends a lot on how you received it. Yeah. Yeah, this is coming along. I'm excited. I will be continuing to work on this off stream. I might come back and do some finishing touches next week, but I really, we're about halfway through June. The submission deadline for art is not till the end of the month, but I want to try to get this printed and shipped to me so I can see it and then send it to GDQ. So the sooner I can finish this, the better, because the event starts on July 7th. So we're just under a month now away. I do cut it close on these, but it's coming together. So pretty happy with it. I'm pleased with the progress. It's nice. And I've had a good time hanging out and chatting too. So it's good. I mean, okay. So first up, I'm happy with the art for now. So we're going to switch over to just chatting. First thought. I think it's a fine line, Alexei. I say, like, you're a really kind, friendly, patient person. So just be careful that people who are not speaking out of genuine love or care, make sure that they're not taking advantage of your nature to be able to just take jobs at you, because that's not fair. You don't deserve that, right? But yeah, some people, like, they tease, and like when you're close with someone and you have that kind of understanding that you mean the world to them, and they're not actually trying to make you feel bad or take you down, like that's a different kind of love language, where it's bullying, teasing. But if it's like really bullying, or you kind of are not feeling good about it, and you try to like be like, okay, maybe we can stop now, and they keep going, like, you don't have to take that. You don't have to hang around for that. So just be careful. You have come here so many times, and you are always, friendly and patient and respectful, and I just, I hate to think of someone being mean to you. That's all I wanted to say. What else? Yeah, so guys, Alexei, anybody else who's still here, it's just after midnight here in Florida, United States. I'm pretty happy with where this art has gotten. I just wanted to at least get into colors tonight, and we have made substantial progress in colors. So yeah, I'm gonna keep working on this one off stream. If somehow I get it finished in the next week before stream, I will show you all next week, and we'll pick something else to do. I certainly have no shortage of stuff to make. So that is my plan right now. And I think that brings us about to the close for tonight. Alexei, did you have anything else you wanted to bring up before we wrap up here? Otherwise, I'm just gonna go to announcements and kind of wrap it up. Yeah. So yeah, if not, it happened with your best friend, and you let him know, and he learned. Well, that's good. See, that shows that they actually care, and I think that's the very important marker for all of it. The respectfulest of respectful goodbyes. Yes, I hope you have a great rest, as much as you can get. It's what, like 7 o'clock there? Because if it was 5 when we started 2 hours ago, I guess that makes it 7 now. So if you're going to rest, I hope you get some good rest. Otherwise, I hope you have a lovely day. Yeah, so let's see, announcements. 2-year stream anniversary coming up July 3rd. I'll have make decisions on and make some announcements about the specifics of that as it comes closer. But hey, it's a Thursday night, so it's my usual stream time. So you can anticipate seeing me then. I will be back next week, per usual. You can just see my schedule right there. Yeah, we are an affiliate now. I haven't pulled any levers. I don't know what that means, but I do expect that eventually I'm going to want to be rolling out some emotes at the very least. I haven't made a decision on ads or not yet, or anything like that. But aside from that, I think that's everything. You can find Ashley and I at our socials. It was WagWorksGA everywhere that we are, which is primarily here, Instagram and YouTube. You can also put the ads to the max. Yeah, how does that? I don't know. It's like a 2-hour. I stream 2 hours a week. That's not a lot of ad time, and I enjoy this chance to hang out and talk. So I don't know if I want to have ads running over it. I haven't figured out, but I know, like, when I watch other channels, if I hop in on somebody's stream and they run ads, I never mind watching them. It's like, okay, not a big deal. But anyway, this is a discussion for another day. Yeah, so those are our socials. 3 ads every 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, that's too much. That's too much. Oh, hey, and my bot remembered to plug Core Toons. Core Toons, we've got our summer preview issue. We're kind of like getting that out to testers right now to get some feedback as we work on our fall launch of the Core Toons Tribune. There we go. I got it. Yeah, I think that's everything. And with that, I will just say thanks to everyone who's here. Frank and Fallen, I hope you've worked it out. Fallen, I hope you have a good rest. Frank, I hope you enjoy your new socks. Thanks everybody for being here. If you are a lurker, just know that I appreciate you being here. I'm never going to call you out. We are a lurk positive environment. If you're watching the video over on YouTube, or if you're watching it on the Twitch VODs, I appreciate you very much. Thank you. Drop a like, a follow, a subscribe, a comment, whatever you feel you'd like to do, and whatever is, appropriate on your platform. But just know, I really appreciate you coming and spending this time with me. I have so much fun doing these streams, getting to chat and hang out and do art and share this time with you. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. So with that, I will just say good night to everybody. Have a great night. Have a great week. And I will see you next time. Core Toons Tribune. Bye, Alexi.